to his inside position, is able to lead by the length of a 4-leaf clover.
We have seen side-by-side battles before, but never one like this here at Stafford. Rocco just doesn't want to give up in the outside lane. And look at Williams. Will Williams be the spoiler? The youngster glued to the back bumper. Pick and choose time for Williams. As they come to the stripe, it is still Priest in command.
Well, Ronnie Williams has been pretty patient for the first 29 laps, but almost made a move against a combination of Priest and Rocco. There they are again, surgically attached, Priest and Rocco, as they bombard their way out of the corner. Ryan Priest, can he lengthen his lead? Not by much. All over him, Keith Rocco like a Christmas tree ornament.
There is 10 circuits remaining in this event. Josh Manfredo on the starter's side, give him the tie fives twice. That means 10 laps to go. Ryan Priest is still guarding the inside lane. And like Keith Rocco was a sidecar on the motorcycle, he runs right alongside. Bottom of turn 1. Priest starts to string it out just a bit. Rocco changes his strategies. Tap to the back bumper. No love affair there. Williams is waiting in the wings.
Sean Foster continues to run fourth. Jarvis fifth. Then it is Ted
Slingshot out in front. Keith Rocco went on by. 6 lead change among these two. Back to the stripe they come. Kid Rock is the brand new leader again. If Ryan Priest will have his way, he will try anything to get back into the number 1 spot. Meanwhile, still there with him is Williams. And Sean Foster now moves into content. They touch. Oh,
Rocco headed the wall.
Rocco goes around after contact was made, and he hits at a ton underneath the G-Clean board on the back straightaway. In one of the fiercest battles in the history of SK Modified Racing, as the race director, car number 2, over aggression on the racetrack. This changes the complexion of this event. Ronnie Williams, now he is the leader. And Sean Foster, we've been watching him come from the 8th position, has perhaps the best shot. Williams on the inside, and Sean the Grenade Foster on the outside. Side by side, paired up like gladiators, going into the arena for the kill. They head off turn number 2. Foster winds it up tight on the outside lane. Williams down low. They're wheel to wheel and side by side.
The Grenade has pulled the pin. Can he get the lead? As they race to the line, Sean Foster has the lead with 2 laps to go.
38 laps up on the board. Williams and Foster, it's time for them to be the big deal in this one. Meanwhile, Christopher's coming to the front. Here comes Ted Christopher. Bonsai move up to 3rd. Jervis crosses over. Back to the stripe. Williams. White flag is out. This is the one that counts.
Rookie driver Ronnie Williams, less than 1 lap away from victory. Here comes Sean Foster. He loads up on the outside. They go into turn 3 together.
It is Foster, the Grenade on the outside. Williams down low. Ladies and gentlemen, they're jumping up and down to the seats at the line. It will be the victory going to Ronnie Williams with car number 59.
You know, I was just waiting for something to happen. I thought something would, trying to save a little bit, and definitely worked out in my favor. Really can't thank my guys enough for all they've done.
I really got to give a hats off to Ronnie Williams. He did a wicked awesome job. We didn't even touch once, and thank you all the fans. I hope you enjoyed it.
Summer has officially arrived, and so has the heat. While temperatures are hot in the air, the racing on track has been hot all season. 2 weeks ago saw just 2 drivers pull into Napa Victory Lane before the rain set in. Jason Lafayette ended a 4-year winless drought in the street stocks, while Connor Jensick took his first ever Stafford checkered flag in the limited late models, becoming the 6th different winner in 6 races this season. Tonight, those teams return, joined by the late models in the SK Light Modifieds, plus the prestigious 50-lap Call Before You Dig Senators Cup for the SK Modifieds, and the resumption of the Casella Waste Open 80 for the Open Modifieds, a race that Woody Pitcat has led since the rain began on lap 5 2 weeks ago. Feature racing is set to go green next from Stafford Speedway. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Stafford Motor Speedway. It's a big night of racing. All of our weekly divisions are here, featuring the Call Before You Dig Senators Cup and the resumption of the Casella Waste Open 80 for the Open Modifieds, an event that started 2 weeks ago. We want to thank everybody for being patient with us over the last hour and 45-minute delay, but it is at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, and that means it is time to go trackside for opening ceremonies and get tonight's race program underway.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stafford Motor Speedway and tonight's racing action. But before we can begin, we ask that you please rise if you can, and gentlemen, remove your caps and hats. Joining us tonight is Kimberly Morris. She is a member of the Travelers Chorale and a supporter of Call Before You Dig, and she will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Seatbelts save lives, but only if you use them. Always buckle up and drive sober on Connecticut roadways. We want you to arrive alive.
Digging soon? Safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time. Visit cbyd.com or call 811 before digging to help protect what you care about most.
At Cassella, we believe that sustainable communities are built through service. That takes teamwork, integrity, and an understanding from all of us that a commitment to serving each other is one of the world's most precious and most renewable resources.
Nosotros somos Cassella.
We would like to thank our contingency sponsors for tonight's late model feature. iRacing.com will provide a $125 bonus to tonight's winner. Manly Performance will give a $100 bonus for tonight's runner-up. Paradiso Insurance will award $75 to our third-place finisher. And New England Race Fuels for providing gas certificates to all three of our podium finishers and top rookie driver.
We're ready. The first feature event of the night is the late model division. Initially scheduled to be on the pole, we don't see the car on the racetrack, is the Meadow Motors car machine, a former multiple champion from Granby, Massachusetts, Adam Gray.
Outside of the front row from Morris, Connecticut, car number 20 from Litchfield, the Litchfield County Marine sponsored car for P.J. Zarella.
Row number 2 to the inside, the Tom O'Sullivan welding car. Car number 07 from Belchertown, Mass, Chris Buffoni.
Fourth starter, car number 4 from right here in Stafford Springs, the Square Peg Pizzeria entry for Tom Butler.
3 rows back, position number 5 goes to car number 10. It is the Springfield Thunderbirds machine. from Fairfield, Connecticut, Wayne Corey Jr.
Outside row number 3, car number 92 from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, the King Gray Coach Lines car for Tom Fern.
Inside row number 4, car number 9, the A6A Associates Tri-State Elevators Machine from Naugatuck, Connecticut, Bobby Sturk III.
8th starter, car number 12 from Hamden, Massachusetts, Safeco Foam providing the sponsorship for Alexandra Fern.
9th starting position, Mayday Oil brings us car number 87 from North Franklin, Connecticut, Chris Meyer.
And to round out our top 10 starters, car number 43 from Chicopee, Massachusetts, the day's cannabis-sponsored car for Andrew Duran.
6 rows back, Albert Saunders, the American Sleeve Bearing, number 40 from Stafford Spring.
12th starter, car number 39 from Berlin, Connecticut, Tavern on the Tracks, the entry for Paul Verrecchio Jr.
13th starting position, defending champion, frontrunner in the point parade, the Lavigny Law Machine from Ellington, Connecticut, car 23, Kevin Gambacorda.
14th starter, car number 14 from right here in Stafford Springs, the American Sleeve Bearing entry for Cliff Saunders.
In the 15th starting position, the Jarmark Farms Big Kahuna Racing, number 79 from Enfield, Connecticut, Daryl Keene.
16th starter, car number 51 from Palmer, Massachusetts, the Safeco Foam car for Josh Wood.
Let's take a look at the final row to the inside. It'll be the Wayne's Auto Body, number 17 from Milford, Connecticut, Wayne Corey Sr.
And rounding out the scheduled 18-car field, car number 2 from Monroe, Connecticut, the Green Knolls Landscaping car for Dwayne Knoll.
Field is set. We are ready to kick things off. First feature event in this evening's program. The staff and the crew and Team Stafford have worked feverishly hard in preparation for the event. Tom Fox, the gentleman who's in charge of race operations from Race Control. Chris Gambano and the rest of the gang, we're ready. Down the back straightaway. Lights are off and dimmed on the pace car. They'll head into turn number 3. This is the call before you dig Senators Cup night, presented in part by Casella Waste for the Open Tour Type Modified 80. First feature event, here's Kyle Rickey with the call.
Here they come off of turn 4. First feature event of the night goes under the green flag. PJ Zarella, Chris Buffoni lead the field into turn 1 for the first of 30 laps, and it's the outside lane that advances. Buffoni out front, Zarella in second. Here comes Butler to the inside of Corey for third.
No question about it, Butler moves the green number 4 car inside of the racetrack. Bottom shot move. PJ Zarella runs on rail. They come off turn number 4. It is Zarella still setting in second, but Chris Buffoni is way out in front in a zone of his own. Back up to the top 5. Here comes Tommy Fern. Right there behind Fern, car number 12, Alexander Fern, threading the needle rather nicely.
Alexandra just out of the top 5 and has nowhere to go right now. Tom Fern to the inside of Wayne Corey, just ahead of her as the top 3 begin to pull away just a bit. Buffoni is all by himself at the point. Good battle for second, Zarella and Butler, and then that gap back to the race from 4th on back, led by Tom Fern.
Meanwhile, Corey drops back 1. All of a sudden, here comes the 43 car, Andrew Duran. Been there and done that. He's been the victory lane. Once this season, he's looking to thread his needle to the front of the class. Buffoni gone in the zone out in front. Here's Butler working over PJ Zarella for that second spot. Loosened up just a bit. Here comes Tom Fern, Alexander Fern, and Corey. 5 cars, single file, contending for second.
Keeping an eye on 2 of the drivers that have been the dominant force of this division much of the season, still mired in traffic. Kevin Gambacorda just outside of the top 5. In fact, he's 9th, has a ways to go. Paul Verrecchio, 13th, our most recent winner in this division 3 weeks ago, and trying to climb out of the hole that he's in to start the race here tonight. Now the Ferns side by side here on the front stretch. Alexandra to the inside of Tom for 4th.
Alexandra pulls off the Timex timely move. She slingshots to the bottom. She's loosened up now. Off the turn. Corey does a great job of avoiding. Duran goes spinning like a top, and car number 14 becomes another factor involved in the situation there as the caution flag comes out on the field. And there, Alexander Fern, who was running so strong, had worked her way to contend up among the top 4 positions and was going forward when the car loosened up coming off the turn. And she is able to fire it back up. Hopefully, she'll be able to come from the back of the pack. We know her talent and her ability. Chris Buffoni is the leader of the event. He has turned some very impressive laps. And car number 92, Tom Fern, the King Gray coach machine, has been issued the consultation flag, as the black flag will come out for him as Fern gets the black flag off turn number 4 and is told to go to the rear of the field. Down on pit road, looks like the Sturk machine, car number 9 is there, as we're going to take a quick look at a replay.
It starts in turn 4. Alexandra made the move to the inside of Tom off the corner, was able to get up alongside. Tom really crowded her down to the inside up the front straightaway. She made the pass, got into turn number 1, and Tom got back to the inside, got into the left rear corner, and turned her around off of turn number 2. Close call there for Wayne Corey, and also Andrew Duran in the 43 that had to spin to the infield. Saunders in the 14th taking evasive action as well, as we get another look at it.
Here's another look at it. There's the contact. Alexander does a good job of keeping the car down. Wayne Corey amazingly avoids a serious situation. And then the 43 of Andrew Duran became a factor to avoid that situation again. Consultation flag came out.
And the 92 on pit road for Tom Fern after falling to the back of the field after receiving that black flag 1 lap ago from the starter stand. So we'll see if he makes it back out in time for the restart. And he gets that car rolling as the field is in turn 3, working about to begin lap number 6 of this 30-lap main event.
Here they come, doubled up and side by side. Chris Buffoni in the upper groove. PJ Zarella working his magic, but it's Buffoni who digs in deep on the bottom. Buffoni pulls back out in front. Tommy Fern gets stuck coming out of the pits. Look at the scramble, Kyle, for positions 2 to the bottom of the top 10. And there's our champion. That, of course, is Kevin Gambacorta coming to the front of the field with a vengeance.
Al Saunders up to the 2nd spot. Josh Wood up to 3rd in that 3-wide battle for position a half a lap ago. Kevin Gambacorta, we talked about him a few laps ago, running in 9th. He suddenly finds himself in the 4th spot after that caution and restart. Zarella, meanwhile, going the wrong way toward the back of the field in car number 20 after starting at the front.
Meanwhile, take a look at car number 39. That is Paul Verrecchio. Verrecchio has finished on the podium on several occasions this season. He has also worked his way to the bottom of the top 6. He's not done yet. Buffoni is still gone. But look at Gambacorta reeling in on the back bumper of Josh Wood. There was a time here at Stafford that Josh Wood was the guy to beat in full body competition. Took some time off to focus on his job. And right now, his job is holding off Kevin Gambacorta, and that is not an easy task here at Stafford.
Here comes the defending champion, Kevin Gambacorta, up to position number 3 on Wood, who is now in that outside lane. Has Cliff Saunders lined up to his inside. He's going to lose a bunch of spots off of turn number 2. A big wiggle by Wood, and 5 cars go by to his inside.
There's no question when they come back to the line. 9 make it 10 as they cross the stripe of the 30 are now all but history. Car 79 also working his magic is Daryl Keene. Keene missed a week because he was completely rebuilding his race car, and Daryl Keene has moved into 7th. That bumps Wood back to the 8th position. Butler in 9th, and here comes Alexander Fern already in the top 10. We are not at the halfway point.
Battle for the lead, turn 2. Al Saunders, who just set the fastest lap of the race, is to the inside of Chris Buffoni up the back straightaway. By the time they get to turn number 3, we'll have him cleared. New race leader, Al Saunders, to the point in the 40. Buffoni has no choice but to settle in the line in 2nd. They are trying to get away as 3rd place Kevin Gambacorta just 1.5 seconds back in 3rd.
There's no question Saunders has a rocket at the front of the field. He pulls away not only by a car length, he pulls away by 5 car lengths. Buffoni tries to reel him back in. Gambacorta patient like a true champion and point leader, setting in that third position. Meanwhile, teammate to the leader, car number 14, is Cliff Saunders. He's setting in the fourth position. Up to 5, Paul Verrecchio, black number 39 car. That's how they run back off turn 4.
Saunders twins back racing full-time this season here at the racetrack. And right now, Al in contention to pick up a win as Alexandra Fern carting her way back up through the field to the inside of Josh Wood. That's the battle for 9th. Wood in the blue 51. Fern, that number 12 car, to the inside as they race side by side up the back straightaway, just into the top 10 as Alexandra trying to come back up through the field after that spin in turn 2 on lap 5. Halfway home, 15 down, 15 to go, and it's Al Saunders at the point.
Al Saunders continues to click off the quickest laps of the event. Meanwhile, further back in the field, Alexandra Fern starting to work her magic. She is in 9th and closing in on the 8th position. Good battle there. Now you're looking at it coming down the front straightaway. Wayne Corey trying to hold off Daryl Keene, black number 79 car, behind Wayne Corey Jr. down the back straight. Trouble now.
Andrew Duran and Josh Wood tangle and hook for a moment. They're okay, but for a moment off of turn 2, it didn't look like they were going to be okay. They're come off of turn 4, and Wood doesn't seem to be very happy with what happened a half a lap ago and may have some damage to the right rear of that 51 car as he limps up the back straightaway. You saw Daryl Keene make a pass on Wayne Corey into turn 3. Here's the battle for second, now led by the 23 of Kevin Gambacorta, who's in the runner-up spot.
Kevin Gambacorta has broken out of the pack of cars, now up to second. As quickly as he takes over the runner-up position, he starts to close up the gap. Plenty of time left. Now look a little further back. Here comes Paul Verrecchio, once the early leader of the event. Chris Buffoni is now finding himself at the bottom of the top 5, but it is still Saunders, the leader of the pack. Al Saunders, last time by, 1.78 separates first and second. Gambacorta is moving in, but here comes Cliff Saunders reeling him in as well.
Al Saunders, a 5-time late model winner here at the racetrack. His last win came in September of 2021, although hasn't competed much here over the last couple of seasons. Back full-time this year and out front and holding his own ahead of last year's champion, Kevin Gambacorta. It's been 1.7 seconds the last couple of times by the start-finish line, and now into the final 9 laps. It remains 1.8 seconds. So in fact, he's pulling away just a bit from the 23 car.
No question about it. There is 9 laps remaining in this event. Leader still remains Saunders, but the bid for second, Gambacorta continuing to try to shake off, but Cliff Saunders is gaining some momentum, closing up the gap ever so slightly there. And Saunders, both the Saunders twins, they're double trouble in this evening's event.
Currently both in the top 3. Al Saunders, the race leader, Cliff in 3rd, then Gambacorta right in the middle of the Saunders boys in the 2nd spot and unable to gain ground. Still 1.7 seconds last time by as Josh Wood goes a lap down in the 51 car. Right now has that 51 entry positioned right in between the race leader and that ongoing battle for second, which will go to his outside on the backstretch.
There's no question that is the battle that is starting to develop. Clock is ticking. This time, lap number 24 clicks off on the board. 6 circuits remaining. 3 miles left in this one. Battle already is been shaping up lap after lap between Gambacorta and, of course, Cliff Saunders, while brother Al Saunders out in front and not showing any sign of wear as he is just 5 circuits away from victory here at Stafford.
And a kudos to Paul Verrecchio, car number 39, started this event outside of the top 10 and is currently up to the 4th position, the most recent winner here at the racetrack. The last time the late models were able to complete a feature 3 weeks ago. Has that car solidly in the top 5 right now, moving around Chris Buffoni, the early race leader. who is in 5th and is about to find some pressure to a race winner earlier this season in Daryl Keene in car number 79.
Things are starting to settle in because it is almost the conclusion of the event. If anybody's been saving anything, it's got to be shown now. Meanwhile, Keene still glued to the back bumper of Buffoni. Can't do it. Working his magic. There is the battle down into turn number 1. Daryl Keene sees some daylight. This time, when they come back to the line, 2 laps to go. 1 mile left in the competition for Al Saunders.
Looking for his first win of the year. First win in nearly 3 years for Saunders in car number 40. Out front, back full-time this year, and showing that he can compete with the late models best, including Kevin Gambacorta in second, still 1.7 seconds back. Cliff Saunders in third, Verrecchio a distant fourth. White flag, 1 lap to go in the late model feature for Al Saunders, who brings him to turn 2 for the final time.
No question about it. Al Saunders has been hungry for this one. But shift your attention as Al Saunders is heading to the winner's circle. Directly behind him, what a battle. Gambacorta, defending champion. Cliff Saunders on his back bumper, but Al Saunders has won it. Kevin Gambacorta to finish in second. Cliff Saunders to finish in third. Paul Verrecchio to finish in fourth. Chris Buffoni to finish in 5. And rounding out the top 6, the 79 of Daryl Keene.
Wayne Corey finished in the 7th spot. Tom Butler in 8th. Alex Fern battled back to finish 9th, and Bobby Sturck in 10th. Then it was P.J. Zarella, Dwayne Knoll, Tom Fern, Andrew Duran, and Josh Wood, who fell off the lead lap after that contact over on the back straightaway, falling about 5 laps down, finishing 15th in tonight's late model main event. And been a while for Al Saunders to get to Napa Victory Lane. Like we mentioned, September 24th, 2021, his last late model win here at the racetrack. Hasn't been a regular until this year, and finds himself back in contention for the win and ultimately back in the victory lane.
Certainly is, and as exciting as that is, it's the first time, equally in a long time, for the Saunders twins. The American Sleeve Bearing Company right here in Stafford Springs, Connecticut has long
some of the best race
sponsors.
fans in the country.
So we'll be heading to Napa Victory Lane, and checking in as Dave Barabald is down there to meet and greet, I'm sure, a very ecstatic Al Saunders, Kevin Gambacorta, and of course, rounding out our third position is Cliff Saunders.
Our winner getting his helmet and safety gear off. We'll get his call before you dig hat from Jeff Sumbrick. And we'll await him to unstrap and climb out. Out of the car for the first time this season, your late model winner, Al Saunders. And Al, after the restart, it looked like there was a little something extra in the car, and you were able to pull away and actually grab the lead away.
Yeah, actually, funny thing, that first run of the race, the engine was breaking up, it was misfiring, there was like all sorts of stuff going on. It wouldn't accelerate down the straightaway, and then whatever was going wrong with it fixed itself under that caution, and on the restart, the car was just super fast. I don't know if the guys in front of me got together or something, but they all slid up the track a little bit off of turn 2, and it just kind of left the door open for me. And then the car was so good, I had to keep telling myself, be patient, but the car was so good, I just kept going, so can't believe we get to get a win this early in the year, and especially starting from 9th place tonight.
Now, how big is it to return to victory lane after a pretty long time between drinks?
Oh, yeah, it's really special. I haven't raced in 2 years, so to come back and win a race, this is my 5th race of the year, so to win so early this year is really incredible.
Al Saunders picks up the win in the late models. We'll swing over to 2nd place. And Kevin Gambacorta, you were able to get your way through the pack, pick up 2nd, but you had Cliff Saunders on your tail for that last half full of laps.
Yeah, so tonight we ran old tires because we have to sometimes, and so to get 2nd is a good night. I know this is going to come to an end at some point. It's going to get harder and harder here as we finish on a podium every week. But just an awesome night. Congrats to both the Saunders boys. Thank you to everybody that stuck it out with me here tonight. Earlier in the night, I didn't know if we'd have enough for infield pit crew. So I appreciate everybody coming up here and everybody that's behind me on this deal.
Kevin Gamble-Corder runs second tonight here in the late models, and now we'll move over to third place and Cliff Saunders. And Cliff, a pretty good run for your machine tonight. You had one in victory lane and a third place finish.
Yeah, it was a really good night. Really cool. My brother got the win, and he kind of struggled a little bit this year, had a little bit of bad luck, and but both of our cars have been so good. I've been top 5 every week, and didn't really have much expectation starting 14th, having to come through the field, but the car was really good. Didn't really have anything for Kevin. I was a little better than him, but I just couldn't get off the corner to be able to make a run at him.
Cliff Saunders, a third place finish in our late model feature event here at Stafford.
Some of the best race fans in the country right here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway.
We like the racing, we like the competition, we like the camaraderie.
The racing, it's amazing. I love coming to this track.
You know, I come here and I get refreshed. I look and go, wow, you know, it's still exciting. We have new up-and-coming people coming and keeping the sport alive.
The fans are loving it.
You guys are killing it right here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Hi, I'm Mark DeMauro, Division Manager from Casella Waste Systems here in Connecticut. On behalf of all our employees here at Cassella, we'd like to welcome you to the Cassella 80. Thanks for coming and enjoy the show. Casella Waste started in 1975 with Doug and John Cassella. Casella Waste here in Connecticut, we're a full-service disposal company. We service several communities and towns in our division throughout the state of Connecticut. We're primarily in eastern Connecticut. We take most pride in our employees and our commitment to the community and to the environment. Our employees are what makes us. So I've been involved in racing my whole life. Once I realized the opportunity that I could have with advertising and sponsoring Stafford, it was a no-brainer. Being part of that track is an amazing feeling. Cassella on the straightaway, that's my son racing on Mondays. That's Troy Tolman in the number 3 Cassella car going down the straightaway. It's a great feeling to walk in there and knowing that we could be part of that.
We're back here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, and coming up next, how appropriate, Casella Waste, the resumption of the Open Modified event. We had 5 laps in the record books when havoc broke out and Mother Nature zapped us then. But we're going to pick things up with our 6th lap of the competition. Crew members are preparing down on pit road, and in just a few short moments, we'll be presenting the starting lineup for this evening's presentation. Pace car moves into location, and remember, this is all being brought to you by Cassella. Established in 1975, Casella Waste Systems welcomes each and every one of you to Stafford Speedway, and those of you at home watching us on Flow. Here they come, Kyle Rickey.
He's led for 2 weeks ever since the caution came out 2 weeks ago. That's roughly, 327 hours ago.
Yes.
Car number 8 at the point from Bellingham, Massachusetts. Gunsmoke Stables providing the sponsorship for Woody Pitcat, who will lead the field back to the green flag.
Let's take a look at outside row number 1. This gentleman was a big winner during Sizzler weekend. The Montanari Fuels Business Time Motorsports car. From Danbury, Connecticut, car number 55, Connecticut, former champion here at Stafford, Teddy Hodgson.
Restarting in third, it's the 00 from Wolcott, Connecticut, the James R. Page Plumbing and Heating entry for Mike Christopher Jr.
Next we go to the JP Management Machine. John Bello owns the automobile from Newtown, Connecticut, car number 51, Anthony Bello.
Scheduled to restart in the 5th spot, although not every of these competitors returned. The 48 from North Haven, Connecticut, from the Wheelers Auto sponsored car for Marcello Rombrano, who is just now making his way to the racetrack.
Scheduled to start in the 6th starting position. It is car number 04, Connecticut. That's the Izzo Motorsports machine. From Monroe, Connecticut, Dylan Izzo.
Car number 20 rescheduled to start next. It is Dana DiMatteo in the 20 car to restart in the 7th spot.
Then it's the Adams Gavora Empower Financial Group machine. From Ellington, Connecticut, car number 50, Ronnie Williams.
Car number 9 will go next in line from Millis, Massachusetts, the Victory Lane Bar and Grill car for Tommy Barrett Jr.
Then we are scheduled to start in the 10th spot. It'll be the West Wind Tree Farms machine. Car number 8, New York. From Griswold, Connecticut, it is Tyler Berry.
Scheduled to restart in the 11th spot. Car number 28 from Woodstock, Connecticut, the Cape Towing and Salvage CNC Pools car for Buddy Charette.
Checker One Manufacturing brings us car number 01. It'll start 12th on the field for Artie Peterson III out of Centerville Reach, New York.
Scheduled to restart 13th, but did not make the trip to 23 from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Carson Lofton running in that 13th spot at the time of caution.
7 rows back to the outside was originally scheduled to be the Hulkowitz Plumbing Company car. Car number 08 from Shelton, Connecticut, Nick Hulkowitz.
Then it's going to be the 5CT next in line from Lisbon, Connecticut, the Dolly's Collision and Custom sponsored car for Chris Hastriak.
Then we're scheduled to go to the 179, the Avenue Auto Jensen, John Jensen owned car from Northampton, Pennsylvania. He comes back from New Hampshire, the 179 of Austin Beer.
Car number 1 is next and was 18th at the time of caution. The Superior Refinishing Lasco Roofing and Sheet Metal car from Danbury for George Bissett Jr.
Scheduled to start in the 19th position would have been Eric Goodale. That, of course, driving the GAF Roofing Goodies Motorsports machine from Riverhead, New York.
20th on the grid, car number 57 from Berlin, Connecticut, the M&M Stone Creations car for Keith Rocco.
Let's take a look at the final row, the original starting lineup. Crooker's Construction, car number 81 from East Hampton, Connecticut, Anthony Flannery.
And 22nd on the restart grid, it'll be the number 19 from Old Saybrook, Connecticut, Avenue Auto, the entry for Nick Salva.
We remind you watching on Flow, this is a resumption of the Casella Waste Open Tour Type Modified. 5 laps were in the record books. Mother Nature let loose. Tonight, we are about to let loose the Tour Type Open Modifieds for the remaining laps of the competition as we are set to begin. 2x2 and side by side. Lights are off on the pace car. They pass beneath the Napa Auto Care billboard, down the back straightaway. No time, no waste. It's Casella Waste night here at the half mile.
5 laps down. Started 2 weeks ago. Now 2 weeks later, here we are, 75 the run for the Casella Waste Open 80 Modifieds. Lost a few competitors over the last few weeks, but a good, healthy field remained, led by Woody Pitcat off of turn number 4. We are back underway with the Casella Waste Open 80. Pitcat and Hodgson to lead the field back to turn 1.
Pitcat guards the inside lane, but Hodgson is up on the wheel in the outside lane. Meanwhile, quickly moving in to contend on the bottom of the racetrack. This guy is on a roll. Marcello Rafano moves car number. Nope, it's the 00 now that snuck in. He moves into second. Marcello Rafano drops back to 4 as they hit down the back straightaway.
That's Mike Christopher Jr. who's going to give up that second spot. Hodgson takes it back in car 55. Christopher back to 3rd. Rafano in 4th. Dylan Izzo in the top 5. And that 04 cars, they single out toward the front, except in that battle for second. Christopher back to the inside.
It's the Jimmy Page race car on the inside lane. Michael Christopher takes it in at a ton. Meanwhile, in the outside lane, Hodgson, they come off the turn. Now we put the 88 of Marcello Rafano into the mix. 3 cars contending for the same airspace, but it is the 00 up to second. Marcello moves into 3rd. Teddy Hodgson back to 4, and Dylan Izzo in for 5.
Further back, Ronnie Williams, Dana DiMatteo closing up. DiMatteo at 6. Williams challenging for that spot. Had a peek to the inside, but fell back in the line just in front of Tyler Berry, who was also in that pack of traffic. Pastriak stepping out of line in car number 5, looking to gain a spot on, it looks like Charette, who goes topside in car number 28.
Good battle, mid-pack of cars as they continue to make their presence known. Bissett is right there.
challenging, white neon car. Another car sponsored by Cassella. Directly behind him, moving into contention as well, is the number 51 machine. Back up to the front of the field. Leader. The once commanding lead is all but gone. Woody Pitcat. Michael Christopher running in his tire tracks. As Christopher comes off the turn like a rocket. .218 separates first and second. Michael Christopher is coming. Woody Pitcat is at the point, but the big question is, for how long?